Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. If you're new here, kindly subscribe. Anyway, things are bad for Chelsea. It's like that sayings. Whenever it rains, it pours. Like every transfer that was suggested and all those rumors that came first about Disasi going to Juventus, Badiashile also going to Juventus, Kuku going to Bayern, even an exchange program. All those three, it's like they have broken up. And now the agent and the team are hawking the players. Like now, Nkunku has been suggested to Barcelona. And Barcelona are also questioning if they should take him for a loan or not. Then nobody's coming for Disasi. West Ham have suggested Badiashile, but then they stopped. Who are the other people we wanted to sell? Like it's like nobody's going out. Like it's all these teams have just decided for once that Chelsea doesn't have the players that they need, even after suggesting initially that they wanted them. Now, this brings a huge problem because we recalled first Anselmino, we recalled Slonina, we recalled Chaloba, and now we wanted Gueye and wanted Tell. I don't know if you are going for any striker. Again, we are bloating up our squad. And even Chilwell, yeah, I'd forgotten about Chilwell. West Ham said they wanted Chilwell, but then the salary issue came up, and it's like every team wants just the Chilwell to finish his for 4 year. I think he has remained with 1 year and some 6 months. Everybody like just doesn't want to get involved with Chelsea because the players either are not good enough or they have very huge contracts which the players themselves don't want to lower. Even last year, we had the same problem with people like Sterling. It's only Arsenal and Arteta love for Chelsea players that we were saved from him. And now this is becoming an issue because if you have that bloated squad, you'll be having a problem getting new people in. You need to have outgoings before you get people in. If these outgoings are not going to go, these people that you have labeled as outgoings, then you bringing in new people just creates a big, huge problem. You'll have to put other people in reserve the same way they wanted to do with people like Chaloba and Chilwell at the beginning of the season. Now, what can the team do? I'm not sure what the team can do. Like right now, we just have to look for loan options for people like Badiashile. I'm sure Badiashile can get a team when it's loan. I'm sure. I think all these are good players. They may not be world class players. They may not be the players to play for all these world class team. But I'm sure you take Badiashile, you put him in that West Ham squad. You take Chilwell, you put him in that West Ham squad, and you find that they're even better than they'll be like their best players. You take Nkunku, you put in any team. If it's if it's okay and the team plays with tens and they can fit 10, he might even be the best player in that team. And he'll be like struggling to be like he will be in contention to be the best player in some of the leagues. So the reason we're having all these problems of transfer, I think it's how we have marketed these players. Like we have negative PR about people like Disasi, about people like Badiashile, and these are mistakes. When you're in these huge teams and you make a single mistakes, like an example is when that who is he called? The keeper for Liverpool. When he made that Champions League mistake, that like really ruined his career. I'm so sure if he wasn't in that Champions League game, like if they were playing Premier League or playing FA and he made that mistake, I'm sure it won't be amplified. And it's the same thing for this player. Just because they're playing for Chelsea and we have had a run that we were even considered title contenders. Now, when this thing happens and they make a single mistakes or two mistakes, it becomes amplified to the extent where even a team like Ipswich thinks they have better defenders like Badiashile, which is not true. Like, but like two or three teams, Nkunku fits any other team in the world. Like if you take Palmer from our team, Nkunku becomes first 11. If you go to Arsenal, Nkunku and Odegaard, I'm so sure a lot of people will choose Nkunku. If you go to Man United, probably he will sit on a good day. He will have a position there unless Fernandes is playing. If you go to Man City, you can also get a number. If people like who choose this Croatian, why am I forgetting all their names? If people like those got number in Man City, then Nkunku can get a number in Man City. Nkunku can fit in any team in League One. He can fit in any team in Italy. In Madrid, he might not fit in Real Madrid and Barcelona, but any other team will fit in. So probably our sports director and those people who are selling these players are just playing hard to get. But in the event that it becomes really a crisis, I'm so sure that they'll have to sell all these players, even at a loss. Because let's face it, if you want, like right now, we are in position 5 and Newcastle is ahead of us. And now behind us, we have Man City and Aston Villa just 2 points behind us. If we lose the next game, I know that we might win Wolves. But after Wolves, we are facing Man City at Etihad. If Man City beats us, they go above us. And now we'll be in position 6, position 7, which is the same position we were in last year. And that means even after all these signings, we have not improved any bit. Like we might even have this digressed a little. And it's just 5 games. And that's the impact. I've seen a lot of people talking. I have not captured the evidences, but in the next video I'll come how they talked about us being a younger team. And when you're a younger team, like bad form just begets bad form. Like if you misperform here, there's a highly likelihood that you will misperform in the next game because it remains in your head. But then again, this is the thing that you are coached. Like it's easier to work with younger players because they tend to apply themselves at every game. Like they don't have that pressure. Now, this is the problem with, I'll say, the coaching fraternity in Chelsea. Like when people wanted to apply pressure to these players, the coaching fraternity took all the pressure, tried to misdirect the pressure. And now it became like quite clear that they took all the pressure, like even the pressure, the individual pressure to perform. Like all these players now, they're just lethargic, they're just malaise, they just don't play as they should, which you can you can say it's part of the coaching decision making. Even Kunku how he plays, and that affects not just the people, the first 11 who are playing. It affects the entire squad, even the reserve, even some of the players in academy, and how people look at it. Because sometimes you sign mentality. Like for instance, I see like how Rudiger was signed with Real Madrid. I don't think at that time Rudiger was the best defender in Premier League. He might have played for the best defending team in Premier League with Tuchel. But if you just go a season before, like you see his games when he was playing for Lampard, you could see that he was making a lot of mistakes, even more mistakes than Badiashile and Disasi are making. But it comes back to the mentality issues and the PR. Like when you tell a player like you're not performing before because you're this and this and this and this, it just goes into their subconscious. And now you see like people like Nkunku, how they play, even the last two games, you could see like he was thinking a lot, he was trying to not make a mistake. And I think this is what all these players are trying to do. Even Jackson. Every player is trying not to make a mistake. And when they don't make a mistakes, they don't risk. And when they don't risk, they don't create chances. And when they don't create chances, they don't score. And it goes not just for strikers, even for defenders. Now defenders don't apply themselves correctly because when they see a player one on one, they fail to go for the ball. And that I think was the difference between Cucurella the last time before he played for Spain and the time he played for Spain. Before he played for Spain, he had the same issues. And now you could see when he was trying to defend one on one or trying to defend any other team, he will just be backing up, backing up, backing like he wasn't going to attack. And then he goes to Spain. Somehow the coach just instills confidence in him, and now he's just chasing the ball everywhere. Like he was there chasing like defending by pressure. And that's what he came back with. And now it's like also he's going back to that Cucurella before the Spain Euro. And this is a coaching staff. This is a person who is trying to tell these players like chill out, calm down. Even when we are front, calm down. Even now, this has been a lot of people talking about what Chelsea should do to salvage the league. And I feel like the coaching staff should not just go for coaching because these are all talented players and somehow tactics don't impact the game so much, especially if you have players like world class players. You could see even in how Real Madrid was playing, like tactics were instrumental, but they were not like key to how they win games. It was just like whenever they wanted to score, like people believed in themselves, and I think that's what allowed all this, like the Real Madrid to win all these Champions Leagues and even the Premier League. Like they would want, they will apply themselves. I don't know if you're getting me. Like it was a mentality issue, and when your mental is there, like you can win the game, like you can defend the game, like you can control the game, like you don't have to slow the game. Because sometimes when they say like slow the game, it just means that hey wait, you can be beaten even when you're better than the team. Like why were we slowing the game against Ipswich? Sometimes you wonder all these decisions. Like it's Ipswich, you can try and get a person from Ipswich right now to come and play for Chelsea, even Dela, and you'll see the difference between the quality of the players currently in our first 11 and the players in Ipswich. Now, why would that unit of players just become better than us? It's not in how they play, it's not even in tactics, it's just a mentality issue. And the only way to salvage our season is if Maresca finds a way to motivate these people, finds a way to tell these people that the season is not lost. Because with young people, whenever we reach a point where we feel like the season is lost, that's where the season ends. Like now, they'll just win the games that it is given. In other games, they will never struggle. They'll never want to like impose their games, try to win those games. That is the thing I feel like Chelsea should do. And if it's not even about signing, because signing a player right now, signing a quality player right now is so hard. And the way Chelsea is signing players, like how they wanted to sign Tell to exchange Tel. Like Tel is not coming to be the first 11. And of all those strikers that they're suggesting, they can't sign Isaac. Again, I said Isaac is in Newcastle, and Newcastle is paying that. Newcastle is an oil club right now. They're not just going to lose a player unless these players want to get out of there. And now Newcastle is better than us position wise. The game they are playing, competition they are playing, like they're just better than us in nearly everything. We can't get Isaac unless Isaac was a fan of Chelsea. Now, if you go to Osimhen, now we'll have to break the bank. I'm not sure if that's what Chelsea wants. And now, even how we are performing right now, if we had won and we were number one, we'll be having a better bargaining power. But the way we are performing right now, like Osimhen has the better power. Now we'll go for people like Delap. But I will also want to caution, like with players who are coming from smaller teams, they might look like they're good in that setup, but when they come to a bigger team, they find that it was only the quality of the players around them that was making them like really, really shine. See Disbury Hall, like when you see him in that Leicester squad, like he's like the Messi of that Leicester squad. But then when he comes here, he finds other more talented players, and now he can't get a number. Now you come, you take Delap, you bring him now here. I'm so sure he'll struggle against people like you struggle to get a number against Nicholas Jackson. Or if you want to get a person better than Nicholas Jackson, you have to really do it. But I don't think like that's our main issue. As much as that can salvage top four for us, getting a striker that can convert. With the same thing that we are doing, the same thing that Maresca is doing, like trying to discourage every player, trying to calm down the play. We'll get a player and then we'll just start performing like Jackson. So this season, like, I'm not sure what I need to commentate on right now. I'll have to wait until we play against Wolves and then play against Man City. If the same form continues, I think our season will be off. Like, we will have to pray we win that Conference League so that we play in the Europa League. Because if Man City goes above us, we'll be number 6 and fighting with like Everton, and then we'll be like 3 points from Man United. Like that's not a season that we want. That's not the right season. Anyway, if you have not subscribed, subscribe and take us to 1,000 subscribers. Adios.